Well, the Knicks remain unbeaten here at Madison Square Garden. Their 7th straight win in this building. That's the best start to the season here since 2012. Ian Begley joins me. Ian, this offense just doesn't seem like it could be stopped. What have you seen from them so far?
Yeah, it's interesting because when you're seeing this offense, you're looking at an offense that doesn't have any set plays or has very few set plays. Mike Brown wants these guys playing within his principles, playing within concepts, but playing free outside of that. And in the first half, I think you saw just how comfortable these guys have gotten in this offense. So many assists, so many good three-point attempts. That's what they want. That's what they got in the first half against the Memphis team that doesn't exactly look together at this point in the season.
Yeah, not looking great, but you mentioned the three-pointers. 55 three-point attempts, that's the most in franchise history. And you mentioned it's a new offense, new for everyone. And Jalen Brunson, if you thought he couldn't get any better, he looks really comfortable in this offense.
He really does, and it's always going to start there. It's going to start with your leader in terms of how quickly guys can adjust. And Jalen Brunson said earlier in the year, he's not going to use it as an excuse, but it's going to take them some time to get comfortable with each other. It looks like they've made some strides here right at home because the three-point shooting and just the way the ball moves. The ball was moving with Brunson, Josh Hart, everybody who was touching it, they were getting open looks. So it seems like they're maybe ahead of schedule on offense. And I think also should note that Mitchell Robinson did not play first game of a back-to-back. He should be in the lineup tomorrow against Orlando.
Yeah, this Knicks team, this offense is playing the best I've seen in a lot of years. They put up 130 points for the 3rd straight game. Another franchise record, like you mentioned, they play here Wednesday night against the Magic, so it will be interesting. It's early in the season, but right now, fans have something really to be excited about. Ian, thanks so much.
It is time now for the Big Mac Attack as Jonathan Macri joins me from Knick Film School. And 42 points for the Knicks in the first quarter. 7th time they've scored 40 or more in a quarter this year. 130 or more points in 3 straight games. I think we're still talking about the New York Knicks. That's a franchise record, Jonathan. So what's been the key when this offense is clicking on all cylinders?
I mean, Eamon, they say 40 is the new 30, right? Which is great news for me. I'm 42. I went years watching this team and rooting for this team, praying that I would someday see a 40-point quarter. Heck, there were years where I watched this team and I was praying for a 40-point half. And now they're going out there and they're doing it. And you ask, why are they doing it? What has changed? I think you got to look, and you saw it in the highlights. You got to look for the ball movement and the player movement. And the NBA actually goes and keeps track of this stuff. They have stats for everything nowadays, including how many passes a team makes per game, how many miles, distance a team runs on offense over the course of the season. The New York Knicks are top 5 in both of those stats this year. They were in the bottom half of both of those stats last year and in some of the previous seasons. They are moving and grooving, as Clyde would say, when they have the ball on offense, and it is an absolutely beautiful thing to watch right now.
Young man at 42, you're a mere whippersnapper. Now, it wasn't that long ago some of us might have been concerned about Karl-Anthony Towns fitting into Mike Brown's system. How has he been able to flip that narrative relatively quickly?
I don't know if you have any extra crow over there lying around. I could use a Thanksgiving-sized helping of that right now. I was extraordinarily down on Karl-Anthony Towns after the first few games of this season, and the reason why was simply that I did not believe he had bought into what Mike Brown was selling. And you saw him, especially in that Milwaukee game where he kept going for post-ups and it was one was worse than the other. We were seeing all the bad cat stuff, the offensive fouls, the turnovers. And we said, well, we've been down this road before. Now you look at a guy who is patient on offense. Again, you saw in that highlight package, he had an opportunity to take a 3, but hey, there's an open guy right over here at the top of the arc. I'm going to pass it over that way. Somebody hits a 3. This offense is coming easier and easier to him with each passing game. It is tailor-suited to his skill set as long as he is patient, does what comes to him, and doesn't force the issue.
Now, the Knicks will indeed eventually get on a plane and play a road game, but not until next week. So how is this extended homestand helping this team gel and get comfortable with the new coach?
I got to think it's helping them just do something very simple when it comes to winning basketball games, and that's make shots. When you get to sleep in your own bed every night and wake up and go to work, you know, you take a cab or something simple as opposed to having to get on a plane. And you look at the early season results, the process was there. They were generating good shots. Their first and corner 3 attempts on the season by a mile within the NBA, but they weren't hitting some of those shots early on. Now you look at it, they are top 3 in 3-point attempts over this homestand. And more importantly, they are top 3 in 3-point percentage over this homestand. So I think the home cooking has allowed them to get comfortable. They trust that, hey, if this three doesn't go down, the next one's going in. They're firing away with reckless abandon, and 40% night to night from three. Big reason why they ended up being able to win this game.
We're going to have more on this win with a report from our insider at the Garden coming up later. But Jonathan Macri, thanks for joining us here on Honda Sports Night.